everyone. Welcome to Christiana's Psychic Cafe. I am so glad you're here. We have a really fun show for you today. And what a great week. This is Imbolc week for those of you who celebrate Imbolc, Candlemas, Bridget's Day. That's coming up this week. Of course, we've got that football game coming up. Maybe Kate and I will make some predictions on that. My guest today is the Daily Tarot Girl herself, Kate. Let's bring her on right now. Hey, Kate, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, my gosh, thank you for being here. Now, where in the world are you actually right now?
I'm on Vancouver Island.
Awesome. What's the weather like there right now?
It's really foggy. It's kind of cold. It's pretty mild temperatures. We don't really get winters here, and they're very mild winters, so it's not that cold, and it's really, really foggy.
Okay, that sounds all right, though. Not that cold sounds good. We, couldn't be geographically more far apart and be on the same continent, I think. I'm in Florida.
Oh, Florida. Okay, yeah.
Right, which is it's like the annexed province of Canada.
Right, yes.
All my neighbors are from Canada. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about, but I do want to let people know Kate has agreed to do readings today. We don't do reading shows here a lot, but if any time during our conversation over the next hour you would like to have a quick reading, live, free, on the air, all you have to do is pick up the phone and give us a call at 615-692-1262. Go ahead and call in with your question at any point. But right now, Kate, I want to know everything. And I want to start with knowing, how did it start for you? You know, I think about this. None of us probably, when we were in elementary school and people asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up? I mean, did you say I want to be a tarot reader? I know I certainly didn't.
No.
It happened. Tell us everything.
Well, I didn't actually get into tarot until I was about, I guess I was 25, 26. So it was about, it was about five or 6 years ago. And I was in sort of a life transition. I just left. I had a really boring bank job, and I just left that job. And I was drawn to tarot because I didn't really have anything in my life that was really magical or mystical or anything like that. I wasn't that kind of person. I wasn't into anything like New Age or anything like that. And I was attracted to tarot because it seemed like it was the kind of thing that I could, read books and do some exercises and learn it. It felt very solid and grounded. The thought of learning how to tap into my intuition seemed like it was kind of airy-fairy and really out there, and and it seemed very intimidating. But tarot, it seemed more, the kind of thing that you could get a book out of the library and study up and get really good at it. It felt more doable, more accessible to me. So I think that's what initially drew me to tarot. And I was also attracted to it because it did feel like it was very mysterious and, very mystical. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of that in my life. So that's kind of what drew me to tarot. And I got into it just because it seemed interesting, and I didn't have any intention of ever doing readings on other people or anything like that. I just thought, it'd be really cool to learn how to do this and maybe do a reading at a party or something. I'm sure that would really impress people. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Wow. I used to teach, when I lived in Pennsylvania, I used to teach tarot at the local community college there.
Yeah.
And one of my taglines in the course descriptions to entice people to take the tarot class was, amaze your friends at your next party. See, it works.
That would have drawn me to take your class for sure.
So how did you go from that to being the Daily Tarot Girl? And, compound question, I sense that you're kind of morphing yourself right now.
Yes, I am.
So
yes.
I want to know about all of that. I
Okay.
want evolution, all the transitions go.
Okay, so in a nutshell, I'd been sort of playing around with tarot for, I guess, about a couple of years, and I used to like to bring my tarot cards to work with me and practice on coworkers and stuff like that, and so I was just kind of messing around with the cards, and then I ended up leaving that job, and then I was unemployed, and so I thought, well, I had a lot of time on my hands, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. And so I started doing, just kind of messing around and doing, readings on my YouTube channel and just having fun with it. And so I started the YouTube channel, and I think I had it for about a year. And then I started getting into learning about websites and making websites. And then I guess it was a year or two after I started my tarot channel on YouTube that I got my own website. And I just sort of over the years have got more and more into tarot, and I've, done more writing about tarot and done more videos and everything. And I started out, I was really into doing readings for people, and I thought that's kind of where I wanted to go with it. But the more I get into it, the more I realize that it's actually more the teaching that I feel really passionate about. I like reading. They're fun, but I feel more passionate about the teaching. So that's kind of the direction that I want to go in, is to do more online courses and that sort of a thing.
Sure. So are you losing the Daily Tarot Girl thing? I mean, I want to say I remember, I love your YouTube channel.
Thank you. Thanks.
I just started mine like months ago. And you are my great inspiration, so I totally appreciate you there. But don't I remember it as the Daily Tarot Girl YouTube channel, and is it now the Tarot Readings by Kate channel? Did something happen there?
No,
or is that me?
It was always Tarot Readings by Kate, and then the website that I got was the Daily Tarot Girl. And then I was thinking of changing my channel so they match up. But I'm worried that if I do that, then I'll click a button and then lose my channel or something. So I just, I'm scared to do anything. So I'm I'll just leave it and deal with it.
I love it. I love it as it is. And I'm just, my question is, when you sort of tell that story, you're like, well, I got really into tarot and I decided to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, I've been reading, okay, granted, when I started reading tarot professionally, there was no YouTube. We didn't have computers in our house. I get that. I get that you're coming in at a very different time than I was. Mm-hmm. But out of all the things a person could do, start a YouTube channel. And it's so brilliant, and your videos are so great. But I don't buy that just popped into your head. Where did that come from?
It really did pop into my head, and it's funny because I had bought a video camera, and I hadn't bought it for doing anything tarot related. I bought it to film myself belly dancing, because at the time I was really into belly dance, and I wanted to film my performances and then watch them and then critique myself and all that kind of stuff. So I had this camera, and then it just popped into my head to do readings, because I was still kind of in practice mode, and I just had this urge to make videos, and it actually did just pop into my head, and I'd never done videos before. I had no experience with it at all. So it was kind of a learning curve. So it actually did come out of nowhere. It just kind of popped into my head. It was one of those weird things.
That's fabulous. And I mean, I think your videos are great. But you get a lot of hits. I mean, for a tarot channel, I think you're doing extremely well, and I think it's fun to think about the fact that you haven't been doing this for a huge number of years. You just kind of hit the ground running, and, it really looks like you're taking off. So that is fabulous. How does that feel?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it's funny because when I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't get very many views, and I started it doing individual readings. So I think I had a thing on my channel saying, if you want a free reading, send me your questions, and I'll make you this video. And I would do one a week, and I wasn't getting a lot of views, and then I kind of switched my format, and I started doing a general kind of weekly forecast, which would apply to whoever happened to watch the video. And so then that's when I started getting more views, when I did that. And I think consistency is key, because I always post, once a week on the same day. I usually post on a Saturday or a Sunday. And And I think just kind of over time, after consistently posting videos week after week after week after week, eventually like things started to kind of pick up. And it's kind of like a snowball effect. I started getting more and more views. So it's been really, really exciting. Yeah.
So, and I want to remind everyone, if you have a question, if you want a free tarot reading here on the show tonight, all you got to do is pick up the phone. 615-692-1262 is the number. Now, tell us about your business right now. Are you doing readings? What kind of teaching are you doing? Tell us what you can do right now.
At the moment, I'm not doing private readings, but I did just come out with a new e-course, which I'm really excited about. And it's actually not on tarot, it's on angel cards, and it's called How to Give a Life Purpose Angel Card Reading. And it's an audio course, so it's an audio tutorial, and it walks you through all the steps to giving yourself a life purpose reading using angel or oracle cards. And then I have a video which shows you, it's kind of like a demonstration video showing you how you would give another person a life purpose reading. So how you could, give your friends and family a life purpose reading. And that's really new. I just came out with that a couple of days ago, so that's on my website. You go to my website, it's under, I think it's under courses at the top bar there.
Very nice. And yeah. So now you say that's with an angel oracle. Which oracle?
It's with angel cards. So angel cards are just like oracle cards that have like an angel kind of theme, right?
The Louise Hay angel cards, or which one?
You could use any angel cards with the program.
Any sort of deck of angel cards.
Yeah, or even just oracle cards. They don't even have to be, angel cards.
Wow. So I'm intrigued with this. Talk to me about a life purpose reading. What is a life purpose reading? And two-part question once again.
Yeah.
How do angel cards lend themselves particularly to that?
Okay. So I'll answer the first question that you asked first. And life purpose readings I find are so much fun to give. I find a lot of people, sort of over the years, I've noticed that a lot of people that come to me for readings ask about life purpose. That seems to be like a big theme. And I don't know if do you get that as well?
I'm thinking, every time I do, I want to like stand up and share because, I have been a full-time, everyday tarot reader for more than 20 years. I could probably count on both hands the number of days I have not given a professional tarot reading in 20 years.
Yeah.
And in the context of all of that, I would say a lot of my clients really are spiritual and ask very deep questions, and that's a lot of fun. But what is my life purpose? I've heard it before, but I wouldn't say it's like, top on the list. So I think it's very cool that you attract people who ask that question.
And it could be because I'm always asking that question myself. I'm always wondering, what's my life purpose now? And that seems to be a topic I'm really drawn to. Like, I'm always reading books about that topic. And so maybe that's why I tend to attract people that want to know what their life purpose is.
Maybe this is true. As readers, ideally, we attract the people who have the questions that maybe we are uniquely suited to receive and answer because it's a resonance for us.
I agree. Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we have a question in the chat room.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, tough one from Nita. And what I'm going to do is I'll give you what's in the chat room. I'll let you play with it any way you like, and then if I want to add something to it, I'll tag in at the end. Is that all right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is from Nita, and her date of birth is January 29th, 1973. She's waiting for her green card, and she would like to know if we see her getting her green card soon.
Okay.
So that's yours. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just going to shuffle my deck, and I'm going to draw a card. And what deck are you using, Christiana?
Today, and I am like the biggest deck slut at this moment in my life. never have I been, I have a nice collection like we all do, but
Yeah.
never have I been using professionally more than one deck at once. I'll have a professional deck, use it for 3 months, get another deck. Right now, today, I am working with the relatively new Ellen Dugan Witches Tarot, which I love.
Hello.
I am also working with Ciro Marchetti's Legacy of the Divine Tarot. So there you go. I see we have a caller. Caller, hang on 1 second. We'll get right to you. Okay, Kate, what deck are you working with, and what do you get?
Okay, so for this reading, I'm using the Anna K Tarot. And the card that I got was the King of Swords. So to me, this means that I feel like she might not be getting her green card as fast as she wants to. But I feel like the message is to relax and don't think too hard about it. Because the King of Swords, I feel he's a very cerebral kind of mental card. He's very practical. So I feel like she's done all the right steps. She's done all the paperwork and everything. She's done all the right things. And I think now it's kind of a matter of sort of sitting back and relaxing and not overthinking it. And I'll just show the card. Can you see it?
Yes. Oh, he's playing chess.
He's playing chess. Yes.
Yeah.
Which to me, I almost I get the word strategy. That kind of comes to mind. Strategy. And I feel like she's sort of done all the right things that she's supposed to do, and it will definitely come. It might not come as quickly as she would like, but it's a very positive card.
I would completely agree, and I'll add to that the Wheel of Fortune. Ida, the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your direction. Hang in there. I think we both agree you'll be fine. Now, there are a few people in the chat room who want to ask questions. If you're in the chat room and you want to chat your question in, I'm keeping an eye on you. Go ahead and chat it in, and we'll get to you. Right now, we have someone waiting on the phone. Hi, who's calling?
Hello, my name is Kay.
Hey, Kay, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Hello.
I'm so happy to be talking to you, first of all.
Great.
Okay.
What's your question?
My question has to do with my immediate future. I just want to know, should I be getting into the tarot cards again?
Okay, I'm just shuffling my deck here, and I'm going to draw a card for you. So I'm curious, if you were into the tarot before, was there a reason that you stopped?
I drifted away from it, and now I want to get back into it more intensely.
Okay. I'm going to say yes. I got the Ace of Cups for you, and I'm just going to hold it up, so I don't know if you can see this or not, Kay. But you've got the Ace of Cups, and whenever an ace comes up, it's always signifying a new beginning. So this is definitely a really positive yes for you. I feel like getting back into tarot could be something that could be very fulfilling for you. I think it could be inspiring creatively, and I think it could bring fulfillment on levels that you maybe weren't expecting. Like I said, creative inspiration, and maybe some kind of emotional fulfillment as well. I think it's something that you're going to use to connect with other people on a really deep emotional level. So yes, I would say yes, you definitely should get back into tarot.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And, I don't have a lot to add to that, except one thing I say to people is tarot has been around for 500 years. If you go away from it for a little while, it will wait for you. It will be there. And so there's every reason, if you feel called, there's every reason to. And I like that Kate got the Ace, which is this new journey. Like, okay, you've been there before, you have some familiarity with it, but now it's a new journey. And to back that up, I have the Magician, which is also, it's a one card, like an Ace. So it's also about beginning that journey again, recognizing that coming to the cards now, you have more wisdom, more knowledge, you're in a different mindset than you were when you were there before.
Oh.
And let this be a new journey.
So, very good. Thank you so much, both of you.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, and if anyone else would like to do as Kay just did, give a call, 615-692-1262. And let me go to the chat room right now. Are you ready, Kate? We've got more in the chat room here.
Okay.
Okay. From Lily. Oh, this is an interesting one. And for some readers, there would be a moral issue here. There would not be a moral issue here for me. I don't know if there will be for you or not. Here's the question.
Okay.
My sister just remarried her ex-husband of 20 years. Is my sister really happy?
Yeah, I usually don't do readings for, like, other people. I usually just do readings for the person asking, yeah.
Sure, and that's a really interesting, and I will take that. I will take that question, just one second. But that is an interesting one. I think that every reader has to really have a clear line of what's okay and what's not when you start asking about the people that aren't here and haven't given permission for us to read, and what's the motivation of asking the question and all of that. I do a lot of these kinds of readings. I don't mind doing it, although I recognize that it can... I mean, I have my sense of where it starts treading on a moral gray area for me, but I know that every person has their line right there, and I absolutely respect that.
It sounds like, though, in this case, it's not like she's being nosy. I feel like she's just concerned about her sister's well-being, right?
Well, that's kind of where, what is the motivation? If asking the question is going to help you feel better and help you understand if there's something you can do to help, that's cool. When people are asking questions about other people that seem mean-spirited or that seem hurtful to the person asking the question. For instance, my boyfriend and I have been broken up for a year. Is he still thinking about me? Is he dating anyone? What's he doing? I don't want to answer that question because I'll tell you what he's not doing. He's not sitting at his tarot reader's table asking about you. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, in all seriousness, Lily, when I look at your sister's marriage, you know what? And here's the thing. I believe when you ask the question, you have concern, and I can see in the chat room, you're happy for her, but she's not been talking with you as much. There is a whole weird history here. We could spend a long time talking about the history of this marriage, and it's not all pretty, and I get that. But you know what card comes up here? The Four of Wands, which is typically the card of a happy marriage. There is something between these two people. It has been a weird ride for them, but I feel like they just felt like they had to do this. Is your sister happy? Your sister is doing what she feels she needs to do. On that level, yes, she is happy. Are there problems here? Of course there are. You know that. But what she needs is your support. You haven't spoken with her in a while because she's processing an awful lot of stuff. Hold her in your heart, send her loves, say prayers, light candles, dance naked in the moonlight, do whatever you have to do to support her energetically. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Okay. Now we're going to, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I'm going to call you Mina, M-I-N-A. If I've mispronounced that, I'm really sorry. Okay, so, Kate, here we go. Next question.
Okay.
This is from Mina. 2013 was a year of seeking love in every avenue possible, but unsuccessful. I've been trying to take it easy this year. Is there a possibility for love this year? And she gives a backstory, just a little backstory. Last year was a tumultuous one, but things have come together this year as far as career and physical and mental health. She says she has, and I pronounced her name wrong. It's Mina. Thank you for that correction. Okay, Mina, she says she's become the captain of her ship, which is a fabulous thing. So obviously she's had a lot of growth. What do you think, Kate? Is there love in 2014 for Mina?
Okay, I'm going to say yes before I even draw a card. Mainly because she said that, I think you said career and something health and something has all come together.
Health, yeah.
And I feel like when all those things come together, it can't help but affect, all other areas of your life. So I'm going to say yes because I have that feeling, but I'm going to draw a card just to see. Okay, and we've got King of Pentacles. I'll just hold it up.
Woo!
And I get a couple feelings with this card. One is that I feel like whatever relationship you attract this year, and I feel like you are going to attract a relationship, it's going to be very stable, very grounded, I don't want to say practical because that sounds really boring. But I feel like you're going to attract someone who's practical, someone who's wise, someone who's mature, and someone who really kind of has their shit together, and someone who isn't necessarily wealthy, but they're organized, they're responsible, they have it together. And I feel like this is a direct sort of mirroring of the kind of work that you've done yourself, and it's a reflection of, like you said, all your career, your health, everything's coming together and improving. And I feel like whatever relationship you attract is going to be, a mirror of that. So yes, I feel like romance is something that is definitely there for you this year.
Nice. And I agree with what you said too, that everything reflects everything else. If we get it together in one level of our life, things will happen in the other. And I think it's interesting that Mina mentioned that she had been really pursuing love, like really pursuing, without bearing much fruit. And I always say, God helps those who help themselves. It is good to pursue. It's good to be active. It's good to tell the universe what you want. Being proactive is a good thing. But I feel like, well, here's what comes up in regards to all of that is the Tower, which is like this huge energy. And I feel like, Mina, you were doing what you needed to do, but the real thing you needed to be doing was getting everything else together, getting through that whole tumultuous year. And now that you're the captain of your own ship, yes, now you'll be able to find that right person. It's great that you put the effort in last year. That's wonderful. But it was your growth that was the most important piece of this puzzle. And I agree. I think career is going to go very well for you this year, and I think love will too. What do you think, Jamie? Should she actively be seeking, or should she be laid back and open? What's your best?
It's interesting because when I looked at the Tower, when you held it up, I got the feeling like it kind of symbolizes breaking down walls and barriers and stuff like that. So I feel like when she does kind of inner work on looking at her beliefs about love and relationships and breaking down some of those walls, I feel like that's going to be more successful for her rather than like really actively pursuing. So I think she can kind of sit back and relax a little bit. I don't think she needs to be really out there pursuing as much.
Perfect. Yeah. So, Mina, no need to do Match.com or eHarmony unless you really want to, but continue to do that personal work so you can attract into your life that way, the thing you want to attract. Right? Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. Well, now we're on the love train now. Michelle, same question. Michelle wants to know if there is love in 2004 for her. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to give my deck a little bit of a shuffle. And what was the name again? Sorry.
Michelle.
Michelle, okay.
Michelle, it's Mashael, I think. Maybe I got that right.
Okay. Okay, so this is an interesting one. I got the Emperor. Here it is. And to me, the Emperor is all about playing by your own rules and kind of doing your own thing. It's not really a card that I associate with love and romance and stuff like that. But in this case, I feel like it's more of an advice card. So I can't really give you a yes or no answer if you're going to have a relationship this year or not. I feel like it's more of an advice card, and I feel like the advice is that the more that you kind of stand in your power and are, true to yourself, and the more you let your sort of unique characteristics stand out, the more you're going to be a really magnetically attractive person to the people that you want to attract. I feel like this is the year for you to be more rebellious and, don't necessarily do what other people are telling you to do, especially when it comes to if you're looking for love or you're looking for a relationship or you want to meet more people. Don't necessarily go the route that other people are advising you to. And I say this as I'm giving you advice about this. But I feel like this year could actually be very, I'm going to say very passionate, very explosive for you in the romance department. But definitely be yourself and don't be afraid to sort of break rules and think outside the box when it comes to attracting a partner.
Nice. And Michelle likes that as well.
Okay.
She's very critical. And Jamie Morris, who actually, funny story about Jamie Morris, who just made it here.
Yes.
I found you on YouTube as I'm like struggling to build my YouTube channel. Of course, I find you.
Yes.
And I'm thinking in my head, I should contact this girl and see if she'll be on my show. She's awesome. And like that day, I get a Facebook message from Jamie Morris. Hey, have you thought about having that Daily Tarot 8 on the show? It's like, bang, huge synchronicity. So it's cool that Jamie's here. Anyway, let's see. Where were we? So Michelle agrees and appreciates. And, it's funny because I do know Michelle fairly well. I don't think you've met her. And you really did get her, I think, very well, just in terms of her very unique personality. And Jamie thought that your comment on the Emperor, the way you interpret the Emperor, she finds unique and really interesting. Very good stuff there. So that's true. And Michelle's wondering what my take is on her love life. And my answer is this. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little story. Six of Pentacles reversed. Do not waste your resources, your time, your money, your energy on trying to make things work that don't work. If something doesn't work, walk away from it and leave it. No second chances, whatever, let it go. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Five of Swords. Likewise, do not get caught up in things that make you feel bad. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a dating situation, whether it's an ex, whatever, just don't put yourself there. The Sun. You are a bright energy on a lot of levels, creatively, spiritually, personally, on every level. The right person is going to appreciate how brightly you shine and will not try to take that away from you. Nine of Swords reversed. Don't worry about it. Knight of Swords, the exact right thing is coming. There's your story. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Anything else in the chat room at this time? Okay, don't think so. Very good. Lots of fun.
Well, I have to say, Christiana, I love how you read. I like how you're like very like to the point. I find whenever I look at a card, I'm like and then I like think of all this stuff. But I love how you read. You're like doot 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 doot. Well, it's very clear. I love that.
There's history. There's history there. I started my career essentially when I decided this was going to be my career. I started on broadcast radio. Live broadcast radio, where I would have like literally 2 minutes or less with each caller. And with this particular station, when I got to the bigger stations, they'd record the bits during the songs, and then we could play it back. So if a person swore at me or told me off or told me I was full of shit, we didn't have to play that. Not that that ever happened. It's fair, right?
Yeah.
And I just got really good at 2 minutes or less. And so I can do it in 2 minutes or less.
That was very impressive. I love it.
Thank you. Function of practice. Okay, and there's a question. Did I miss Eileen's question? Oh, I did. We have questions. Eileen, you ready?
Yeah.
What do you see for Eileen's significant other health-wise this year? And that's another one. Not everyone will do health readings. What do you think? Is that one you want to do?
Yeah, I don't normally do health readings, but for some reason this one feels fine. I don't have a problem with this one, so
okay.
Just shuffle my cards. Okay, so I've got Ace of Swords. I feel like this year is a year that your partner is probably going to be turning over a new leaf. I feel like both of you actually are going to be doing a lot more thinking about your health and sort of decisions that you're making, particularly in terms of like diet and stuff like that in relation to your health. I feel that both of you are going to be kind of changing some habits. But I feel like in terms of your partner's health, I feel like this is the year that that your partner will be certainly turning over a new leaf, and there's definitely potential for a lot of healing there. And particularly in terms of like working with your thoughts and, changing your thoughts and having really positive thoughts. I feel like that's a really powerful thing that your partner could focus on right now. And I say that because swords, the whole suit of swords, it's kind of a mental suit. It's about thinking in your thoughts. And Ace of Swords is about new beginnings. And I feel like this is the year for your partner to, I don't know if it's a man or woman, but to change his or her thoughts in regards to their health.
Beautiful.
Did that answer the question okay?
Well, I will wait to have her chat back in, and let me share something that I think is kind of interesting, also having to do with the Suit of Swords. The card that I pulled there is the Seven of Swords reversed. Now, the Seven of Swords is traditionally the Thieves card, and one of the things that's happened to me over the past few years is I have noticed the Seven of Swords in its upright position will come up for me for people who have the sort of illnesses that are like thieves, progressive illnesses, cancers, things of that nature, will often show up as the Seven of Swords. It came up reversed. So, my thought is if your partner has had some fears, a diagnosis or worries about something very serious, the Seven of Swords reversed is an extremely good sign that it might not be as serious as you think, or that it might be, whatever a problem might be, it might be very dealable. And Eileen comes in with Bingo! So I think we're on it here, Kate. Okay, so good, Eileen. We wish you all the best. And okay, my girl in California. Here we go. You ready? Trying to manifest positive changes for a life in general. Positive changes for health, love, friendship, lots of stuff. Do you see me being successful? Now, I have so many wise-ass answers to that question, but I'll let you go first.
Well, I think anything that you are putting your attention on, and if your intention is to change these things, I think you will. So I'm going to say yes, but I will draw a card just to see if there's any further information I can offer here. Interesting. Okay, so we've got the Tower, and I feel like a lot of the work that you're doing is breaking down old belief systems. Like I said earlier when I was talking about the Tower, I said, it's like about breaking down old walls and structures and stuff. So I feel like this is about breaking down those old beliefs that you've had that are holding you back from, creating what it is that you want in your life. So I would suggest that you get, a journal or a notebook or something out and start journaling about the kinds of, negative beliefs that you have about all those areas that you're wanting change in. And I think maybe if you focus on kind of one area at a time, it can help. I think it's overwhelming if you want to change, all these different areas. And like we kind of mentioned before, when you focus on one area of your life, and make changes, it can have this sort of ripple effect where all the other areas of your life kind of fall into place and you'll start seeing changes there. So you don't have to try to focus on like changing every aspect of your life all at once. Just focus on what feels, the strongest or what you feel drawn to change first. And I feel that you will definitely be very successful with that. And good luck to you.
Beautiful. Well said. Beautiful. Couldn't agree more. I will add to that a couple of thoughts. One is that I feel like at this time in your life, the dedication that you have to making these changes didn't come because it was a nice idea. It came because it was a needed idea, a necessary idea, maybe even a last resort. Never mind. That's all right, because what comes out of this is your ability to really channel your spirituality, your creativity, your life force, your health, your vibrance, if you will, your energy, to channel this and really take it to build the life that you want. So you are going to see some very real results. And whatever has happened in the past that kind of brought you to a place of needing to do all of this, I think whatever it has been, I think it's been difficult, but you will look to it and understand that sometimes difficult things happen to spur us on to get to where we need to be. So that's what I get there. Okay. Couple of things. Thank you. We're getting lots of love in the chat room, Kate. So thank you.
Oh, good.
Appreciate it. Jamie says that we're close to convincing her to start using reversals. So I have to ask you, do you use reversals?
I really don't. I've tried it, and I don't mind using reversals, but I just I don't. I feel like it's simpler or something to not use them. I started using them when I got a little bit bored of just doing upright ones. I was like, oh, I want something different. But I find I just like reading them all upright. It's just easier.
Sure. Well, and there is no mandate. I mean, that's the thing. There are many different traditions. And that's, and I think that's an interesting thing when we talk about teaching tarot, is you can't ever really teach someone to read the way you read. You have to find the way to help them discover how they read.
Yes.
And we're all different. And one of the things I love about doing the show is being able to spend time hanging out with other tarot people and sort of see how this works.
Yeah.
Now, a question for you. friend Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
She wants you to talk about your life coaching with tarot.
Yeah, that's something that I haven't offered it yet on my website, but that's something that I'm going to be doing. I've started combining life coaching with tarot reading. So I was doing life coaching before, and then I was doing tarot reading. I was doing them separately. And I noticed that I felt like my life coaching sometimes lacked that kind of spiritual element, and then my tarot reading sometimes lacked the more practical element. And so I thought, well, if I combine them, that would be really interesting. So I've been doing lots of experimenting with that and practicing and perfecting my my technique. And so that's something I'm going to be getting into really soon as tarot coaching. So it's like kind of a combination between a tarot reading and life coaching.
Perfect. Now, so if people want to get the benefit of all of your tarot goodness, what do they need to do? Tell us what they can find on your website. Tell us what they need to know.
Okay, yeah. So they can visit my website, and I actually offer a free tutorial. It's an audio tutorial on my website, and if you go to my website, it's right in the top right-hand corner there. It's a free download on how to read tarot with light, love, and intuition. And it's just a quick little tutorial, and it just walks you through, how to give yourself a one-card tarot reading, and it's got some little tricks and techniques that you can try that can help you kind of tap into your intuition and give yourself a reading. So that's, I think, the best way to kind of familiarize yourself with my work and my website and everything is to go to my website and do that.
Perfect. And that's dailytarotgirl.com. We've got it on the bottom of the screen. And the words are separated with dashes. Is that right?
Yeah, but if you put in just Daily Tarot Girl, it will get you there.
Yes, you are the Daily Tarot Girl. And that's just, it's so fabulous. And one of the things I'm impressed with is how quickly from get your first tarot deck to having a really well-respected YouTube channel and really being a player, that was a short period of time.
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was so short, I almost considered lying about it and adding extra years so I didn't seem so such a newbie. But yeah, it was a really, really short period of time, for sure. Yeah.
So when you were a little girl, what did you imagine that you would be when you grew up?
It depended what part, what age I was. I know I really wanted to be a ballerina for a long time.
At 5 and 6, I wanted to be a ballerina.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now move up to 9, 10. What did you want to be then?
Oh, then it was a veterinarian.
Okay, because you loved animals.
Yeah, I loved animals.
Okay. So now we're moving into high school and really starting to think about it, going to college, all of that. Then what?
Then it was an astronomer because I really liked outer space. But all these things, my mom would be like, "Oh, you can't do that because you need math, and you're total shit at math." So
nice, thanks, Mom.
So I was always having my dreams dashed.
Now, when I was 10, I wanted to be an astronomer. I myself figured out too much math, but so we have some things in common. So did you go to college?
I did, yep. I went to college and I took, I did a liberal arts degree, so it was just kind of a very broad kind of degree, nothing specific. I did a lot of reading and writing and stuff like that, so I didn't specialize in anything, but it was the perfect kind of education for me because I'm that kind of a person where I don't really specialize in anything. I do all kinds of different things. I'm a Renaissance woman.
You are. That's wonderful thing. So we're coming to the end of our time together. We have time maybe for one more reading if someone wants to chat in a question or pick up the phone right now, 615-692-1262. And now let me ask you, this is just a thing that's been going on. When people describe their practice, and I recognize that you have more of a teaching practice, if you will, than a reading practice, but clearly you're a reader.
Yeah.
Do you refer to yourself as a reader, a counselor, a psychic, a fortune teller? What's your favorite word to describe yourself as a reader?
I guess just a reader. I haven't really thought about it. I don't really call myself a psychic. I like the word counselor, but I don't. I guess I just call myself a reader. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. And there's a lot of people who aren't right now. And, you know, whatever. One of the great things about tarot is it fits for each of us, whatever it is, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm here too. Okay. This may be our final question, maybe. This is Nita once again. I gave her permission to ask another question.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. We're getting the dirt on Nita's love life. Okay. She wants to know if we see her and Alexander rekindling romantically. They were together. She had to let him go so he could hopefully get sober and on a healing path.
Okay.
She feels there's a strong connection with us, and she has a hard time letting go.
Okay. So I'm going to draw a card here. Okay, so I've got Six of Swords. I'm going to say I don't get the feeling that you're going to reconnect with him anytime soon. I feel like you're both on two very separate paths. And I feel like both of you are going through periods of growth. And, you know, not together. You're separate and you're going through these periods of growth. I feel like both of you have a lot in common. And I feel like you and him are both kind of in a time of transition where you're moving. I mean, the Six of Swords, I feel, is all about transition. It's from moving from one place to another place. And I feel like you're in that time of transition. And I think that when you're in that time of transition, it can be easy, or it can be common to want to go back to kind of, you know, people from your old life because they're comfortable. And I feel like that might be one of the reasons that you want to rekindle things with him, is that, you know, he's familiar and you're very comfortable with him and you know him. But I feel like you're going in a different direction. I feel like both of you are going in two kind of different directions. And I feel like you're making a lot of improvements in your life, and it feels like you're going to a really good place. And I think where you are right now, it can be kind of confusing and lonely at times. But I feel like you're going to get there, and I think within another year or so, you're definitely not going to be thinking about him in that way again, of, you know, getting back together with him. So I would definitely say that you're sort of both going in different directions, if that makes sense.
Beautiful. I think that was very well said, Kate. And I would add to that, Nita, you know, loving a person with an addiction is its own special kind of hell. And it's very hard to, you know, if you're not a person with addiction, to understand how a person could throw away a perfectly good relationship in favor of that substance. Do they love that substance more than they love you? Well, no, it's not about love. It's about addiction. And I really commend you for having the strength to do what obviously needed to be done then. When I look at his journey, you know, he's a good person, and I get what you see in him, but I have to agree with Kate that his journey is going to, I don't think he's taking the quick and easy path to sobriety. I think he'll get there. I think he'll heal. But time-wise, I agree with Kate. You're on different paths, and I think you just got to release him with love. And that brings up the next question for you, which is, well, you feel this connection. How do you let it go? If you have to let it go, how do you let it go? You got any ideas on that, Kate? How can she release this so that she can kind of send him on his way and feel that burden released from her?
Yeah.
So meet someone else, maybe.
Yeah, I think the key here is that you can still love someone and you don't have to be in a relationship with him. So letting go of the relationship doesn't mean that you love him any less, and you can still love him without, getting back together with him and being in a relationship with him. And I think sometimes just acknowledging that will make it easier for you to let him go, because there won't be that sense of guilt or, what would be if you did get back together. I think just acknowledging that you can still love him and send him, your love and your best wishes, but it doesn't mean that you need to be together.
Right. What I'm seeing in the chat room is that they live across the street from each other. How does that... Oh my gosh. Wow. And she hopes that they could at least be friends. And my feeling is I feel like you gotta hold him in love, you gotta send love to him, you gotta release him, certainly be friendly, but there's way too much emotion jumping around between the two of you, way too much history. I wouldn't look at this as there's lots of different kinds of friendships. Of course you'll be friends. But this is not the person I'd call at 2:00 in the morning when I had a flat tire. There's that kind of friend, the dependable friend who's just there for you. If this person was capable of being that, you'd be together romantically, I would say do not be overly optimistic about what a friendship there would look like. Does that make sense, Kate?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so you know what? That's our time. Kate, this has been so much fun.
It has been fun. Thank you so much for inviting me on. I've loved chatting about tarot with you, and I've loved doing readings with you. And I have to say, I love your book. I have your book, which is actually on my shelf. It's Fortune Stellar is the book I have. Yes, and that's one of my favorite tarot books. So it's been a thrill to chat with you tonight.
Well, thank you so much. So obviously we've inspired each other. I inspired you with my book. You inspired me with your YouTube channel. So let's keep on inspiring each other. I hope you come back and visit us on the Psychic Cafe. Everyone in the chat room is just so grateful that you were here and that you shared your knowledge and your wisdom and your amazing readings. And so
thank you.
I don't know, Vancouver, I don't know if you pay attention to American football, do you?
No, I don't pay attention to any sport.
Cavs versus Denver? Anything?
Nope.
Okay, all good. I'm going with Denver, not just because that's what I think. I think it'll probably be Denver. Check with me over the course of the week, though. I have the opportunity to change. Next week is the Super Bowl. If you don't watch sports, be here. We are running a great encore episode where I speak with a lipsologist, a person who reads lip prints, and I get my lip prints read. So if you want to know what these lips say, tune in next week. In the meanwhile, visit KateDailyTarotGirl.com, me, TarotByChristiana.com. Thank you all so much. Have a great week.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Christiana Gaudet. Tarot is my passion, my spiritual path, and my profession. And I'm happy to share with you my book, Tarot Tour Guide. Tarot, the Four Elements, and Your Spiritual Journey. Whether you're a brand new tarot reader just starting out, or a seasoned professional, or anywhere in between, there's something in this book for you. Tarot Tour Guide works with the idea that tarot is a journey, the Fool's Journey and your journey. In this book, you'll find descriptions of the tarot cards. You'll find clues for the tarot beginner as well as exercises for the advanced student. You'll find tarot meditations, tarot magic, tarot spreads, and many tarot exercises with the double purpose of teaching you how to work with the cards and using the cards to find out deeper information for you. So if you're interested in tarot, or if you're passionate about tarot like I am, Tarot Tour Guide is for you.